Hello, I'm James from Monohex Software. This is version 2 of monoPlayer, our local music player for macOS. And this is the first of 3 short videos demonstrating monoPlayer's multi-library feature, which is new to version 2. It's our new library functionality. And in this first video, I'm going to demonstrate briefly how it works, explain what makes it different, and we're going to create a library on screen. So first, to sort of show you how it works, now that the intro is out of the way, I'm going to show you how easy it is to open and navigate between music libraries, multiple music libraries in monoPlayer. We start in the file browser, which works much the same as the file browser in version 1 of the app, except that now you can open libraries. So I have a folder here with a part of my music collection. I've divided it into 3 folders by genre, as you can see. We've got some hip hop, some jazz, and some rock. I've already created libraries in 2 of these folders. So I'm going to start by opening the hip hop folder. And you can see here there's a list of subfolders with different albums. But I've already created this library here, hip hop. So if I just double click that, we're in the library straight away. It's really simple. And I can browse the library. We've got some cool keys here. I'm going to play that. It's muted, so you're not going to hear it, but that gets added to the queue, which is there. Now I said it was a multi-library feature, so let's see how easy it is to open another library. So we've got the location pop-up here. I go back to the parent folder, so we're back where we started. I'm gonna go and have a look at some of the rock music that I got here. So I go into rock, scroll down, and I created a library earlier for this category as well. And I just double click, and here I am in another library. It's as simple as that, really. So I can select another album. In fact, I can select 2 albums, and I can add them to the queue. And if I look at the queue now, they're all in there. And yeah, so the playlist queue, it's totally fine to add albums from different libraries together. That's totally fine. So that's how you switch between libraries, but it's actually even easier than that because I bookmarked both of these libraries. So I opened the bookmark menu. I want to go back to the hip hop library I was in before. It's just one click and I'm there. So that's how easy it is. Back and forth, back to the rock album again. It's really, really easy. It's worth taking a moment there just to reflect. It's quite a different approach, a different paradigm, if you like, to most music players that are out there. Most players that have some kind of library support, the obvious example is maybe the original one for most people, which is iTunes, which is now Apple's music app. You have a single library that's in a designated folder, and the app is designed to be used with one library only, one sort of master library. And the app controls, kind of manages the folder, and if you want to add music to your library, you have to import it, and it copies the files, and it organizes the files for you. By contrast, monoPlayer is far more flexible. As we're going to see, you can quickly turn any folder tree into a library. You can have as many libraries as you want. You can use them however you want. You can do it with genres like I've done here, but you can also, for example, you could have your lossy music. If you're someone who's switched to lossless music, you can keep them separate. You can separate your CD and your vinyl rips, or you can do it kind of ad hoc. You can put your college music collection as a library. You can just have a collection of albums that you're planning to listen to in the coming month as its own library. The key kind of principle is that when it comes to organizing your music, I feel sort of strongly that there is no reason why it should all have to go into one box. The idea that you should only have one music library, there's no good reason for it. I think this is a much better design where you can easily switch between different collections of music. You can store them on external drives, etc. I think this is a much better approach than the other apps that are out there, and I hope you do too. Anyway, enough talk. Let's get back to showing you how it works. If I go back to the folder, I'm just going to stop the music. The eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that there was a third folder, Jazz. So if I open the Jazz folder, there's no library here yet, but I can create one pretty easily. There is a new button in the location controls here, Create Library. So I click that. We need to give it a name because it's going to save it as a file, as we saw before. Jazz is fine. We've got some options here. The most important one is probably the second grouping here, Define Albums By. So the way that libraries work, obviously it deals with songs, but it also has groups them into albums. So when you saw the cover art before on the left-hand side, each one of those was an album. And so the question is, how do we decide what songs go into an album? It does that using tags, but you can choose which tags it uses to differentiate between albums. The default is for album, artist, and year, but you can change it if you, depending on how you have your music organized. I'm going to just select add it to the bookmarks automatically because the bookmarks feature is so convenient. And I'm just going to click scan. And so what's it doing now is it's scanning all of the files. It's finished already. It's very quick. It's scanning all of the files. It's looking at getting all the metadata, all the tags. It's getting all the cover art, and it's putting them all in a database file, basically, which is what the library is. Just in terms of timing, that only took a few seconds. There's 45 albums in this folder, 370 songs. It's all lossless music. It's almost all FLAC. The total size is over 20 gigabytes. It's not massive, but it is quite large, and the scanning process is quite quick. I'm doing this on a MacBook Air, an M3 MacBook Air. The files are on the internal SSD. Your mileage may vary depending on your machine and whether it's an internal or an external disk, but generally it's pretty fast. So it's done. Before I open it, I'm just going to right click. You'll see that the library has now appeared, a bit like it was with the others, Jazz. I'm going to click. It was just off screen. There's when you right click, there's a show in Finder option. What's happened is it scanned all those files, and this is the library file. This is all that it does. It doesn't touch the music files that you have. It doesn't reorganize them or any of that. It just scans them, creates this library file, and you can then open this. There we are. Close the activity window. And there's your library. And you can, play some Chet Baker if you like. But it's really simple, really easy to use. The interface is really, really clean and simple. And that's it. The next video is going to deal with the different features for browsing libraries. We've got different features there. But thank you for watching. Please do watch the next video. And you can also download the app and try it with a free 30-day trial from our website, which is linked below if you're watching this on YouTube. So thanks again, and bye-bye.